Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Martin, and I am going to be the instructor this semester for Methods of Research in Education. So today I am going to be giving you an introduction to the course, giving you a little overview of what to expect. So I'm going to start by going over the syllabus. I'm going to give you a tour of iCollege and some tips on how to navigate it because that's where our course will be located. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the first assignment for this week and how to do that, and then leave you with a checklist for the week. So the first thing that I am going to start with is the syllabus. Now you can find the syllabus in iCollege. So when you log into iCollege here, you will see the week one announcements. Every week I'll post announcements here with your checklist and links to all of the important assignments and documents. So the first one for this week is the syllabus. So when you click here, it will take you to the syllabus. So let's go ahead and go through the syllabus. Now, this is available on iCollege as a PDF. So if you want to download it and print it for your records, you can definitely do that as well. So here is the course title and then my email address if you need to contact me. Now, we will be having optional Zoom sessions. And if you want to do an office hour session with me, this is the link that I will send you when we do that. So as you have read, as you enrolled in this course is focused on understanding research methods in education. So some of the main things that we will be doing are learning about the overarching principles of research design and then learning the skills that we need to critique educational research. So here are the main course objectives. You're going to be able to critique and summarize research studies. You'll be able to understand and explain important ethical principles in research and education, talk about various different approaches and designs to educational research. You will be able to summarize that to research design information. And then also, this will be our course culmination, is to write a research proposal demonstrating your understanding of research design based on what we go over in this course. So here are the course policies, the academic honesty from Georgia State. Since this is an online course, I will be creating a lot of different instructor-generated materials, so keeping those private to the course. Directions on who to reach out to for accommodations. And then, of course, the importance of faculty and course evaluations, and I will be giving you information when it comes time to do that. Now, as far as the course materials, this is our required textbook. We're going to have one textbook this semester. So here are the authors and the publishing details. And in the announcements tab, there is a link to the course. So course text. So here is what the course looks like on the publisher view. Now you can buy the book hard copy or ebook, either is okay. I use the ebook, but I've seen both. It's of course the same version. So whichever one you are most comfortable with. Now, I do want to draw your attention to, even if you're using the hard copy book, there are digital tools included with the text. So this link right here will have extra study notes. It will have articles related to it. So this can be really helpful for you, no matter if you have the e-version or if you have the hard copy. So again, this is the text that we're going to be using. It's called Educational Research. It covers quantitative, qualitative, and mixed methods approaches, and we're going to be covering all three in this semester. So this is the link to the course. Again, in either format is okay. Here is a link to the library reference page. Once we get into finding relevant articles, this might be helpful. Now, this is an overview of how you will be graded this semester. So here are the assignments for the semester, the points, and then the due dates. And I will be talking about each of these, and you can also find descriptions of them at the bottom of the syllabus and then in iCollege and in Perusal for those ones. So the first major assignment we'll be doing is the city training, which has to do with ethics and research. Then you are going to have your weekly readings, lectures, and discussions. This course is totally asynchronous, so you will be participating at a time that works best for you, but every week your participation will be collected on Perusal, and I'll be talking to you about that. So that will be something that's going each week, going along with your weekly readings. There's going to be two exams this semester, a midterm exam and a final exam. Each of those are worth 10 points. There's going to be two article critiques where you are going to meet that course objective of being able to review, summarize, and critique educational research. Two of those, and then your final research proposal and presentation of your research proposal. So those are the main assignments. The total number of points is 100, and here you can see the grading scale here. So if you like to keep track, you can know that it's out of 100 points. So every point that you get builds up to that 90, or hopefully I hope that you are shooting for an A, so trying to get to that 90-point mark. Okay, so here is the course schedule week by week, what we are going to be doing each week. And like I showed you just briefly, I'll also be showing you this every week in the announcement tab, so you know exactly what to do each week. So for the weekly readings and discussion, I mentioned that's a big part of your grade. It's actually the largest part of your grade right here. The weekly readings, lectures, and discussions, which is the total of 36 points. That is due on Sundays, at the end of the day on Sundays. So I will post each week on Mondays with information about what we're going to be doing that week, telling you what pages to read in your book, and telling you about any assignments that are coming up that week, and then also a link to where you will post your discussions. And I'll be going in depth about that in this video too. So if it has an asterisk, that means that it is due the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So for instance, the first week, week one, welcome, that is today. Week one starts on Monday, August 21st. Like I mentioned, every Monday is when I'll start the beginning of that week. And so the assignments for this week are due the following Sunday, which in our case is going to be August 27th. August 27th, yes. So for these things, they are due August 27th. So you can see for each week, the topic, the date that the week will start, what pages to read in your textbook, and then any assignments that are due. When you see Perusal, that is the app that we will use to do our weekly discussions. Now, sometimes there are larger assignments due, like that city training. I did highlight those for you, midterm exams, so you can see the most important parts in terms of your building those points for your grade. So you can see those here. Okay, so this is the course schedule. It's several pages long, but again, I'll be putting this each week in the announcement tab. Now, at the bottom of the syllabus, I have the assignment descriptors for those assignments that are leading up to the 100 points for the class. So the first one is the city training. This is our first assignment that's coming up. It's due September 10th. So this is a training that all researchers who work with people, research participants must take to show that they understand the ethics. So this is a training that you will do on the city training website. So Appendix A of the syllabus shows you how to register for that. And I will, as we get closer to September 10th, be going to detail about how you do that. So once you finish that training, you will upload your certificate to iCollege to meet that assignment guideline. So let me just go quickly now to Appendix A so you can see how to register for this portion of the assignment. So here are some directions on how to register for city training. You click this link, select register, and then you log in with your organizational affiliation, which is Georgia State University. Here is the group that you choose for your training. Then you complete the 12 modules and submit your certificate on iCollege. So that is how you log in and you register for your account for the city training. And again, that's our first major assignment, and it is due September 10th. So the next portion of the next major assignment is those readings, discussions, and participation. Now, these are going to go with each of our weekly readings. So each of these is worth 3 points. Now, over the course of the semester, I'm going to give you 15 opportunities, and I am taking your 12 highest opportunities. So if there's a week where you get sick or you're unable to do your weekly participation, you can count that as one of your lowest scores that won't be counted. So again, there's going to be 15 opportunities, 15 weekly opportunities to earn 3 points. and I'll be taking the 12 highest of those. And so they are completed on Perusal. I'll show you that app by Sundays at the end of the day. So on Perusal, every week I am going to have a lecture video where, just like I'm doing a video right now, I'll be doing a video giving a short lecture over the weekly readings. So you'll watch the weekly readings. There's also chapter discussions and then multiple choice practice that you will do on Perusal every week. Now, the way that you'll engage is by, of course, watching the videos and reading through the lecture notes, reading through the questions, and then you will be giving your annotation. So an annotation is like a comment related to something I'm saying in the video, a question I pose, a discussion question, or a connection for the group. So here are some suggestions on those annotations that you can be making in Perusal. And I'll come back to this page once I show you Perusal. Now, there will be a few options. I believe there's 5 options to, instead of doing your participation on Perusal, to come onto Zoom. So I did mention this is a totally asynchronous course, so the Zooms are not required, they're optional, but some people prefer getting on sync, like together, and discussing the course reading. So there will be some of those scheduled. And if you do that for the week, you can count that towards your 3 weekly participation points. So these are the tentative optional Zoom times listed, and you can see here what the topic will be. So we are going to have one this week. So this week, if you decide to come to that Zoom, they're all Thursdays at 5:15 for the weeks that are listed here. If you come this week, I'm going to be going over, of course, the syllabus, any directions or questions about the course. I'm going to be talking about the city training, making sure that everyone knows how to log in, and then going over research questions, which will be one of our topics that we are reading about. So here you can see, and then also for both the midterm and the final, there is a Perusal or an optional Zoom discussion that week. If you want to come on live with me and study for those exams, that will be offered, as well as I strategically plan those Zooms the week or 2 before any major assignments, just so I can get on and answer questions and give you examples of how you can be successful in completing those assignments. Speaking of exams, there will be 2 exams. They are 10 points each, and they will be completed on iCollege. So there's a midterm, which is due by October 8th, and a final due by December 5th. I'll, of course, be going into depth about these as we get closer, but each of these exams will be available for a week. So for the midterm, it will be available starting October 2nd, and then you will have the week to finish it. Now, they are timed assessments, so you need to study first, and then once you're ready, then you start the exam and you take it in one sitting. So even though it's a week to do it, that doesn't necessarily mean you can open it Monday, October 2nd, and be working on it for the whole week. You need to study first. Then once you're ready, you might even come to the Zoom practice. Once you're ready, then when you start, you finish it in one setting. Here is a link to student resources for flashcards, other lecture notes and details to help you study for those exams. And again, all of the weekly discussions will support you in that. So you should have a lot of resources by the time you get there to make sure that you feel comfortable with those exams. The next assignment are the article critiques. There will be 2 of them. And the first article critique will focus on quantitative design, and the second will focus on qualitative design. So for these assignments, you will choose an article, an empirically reviewed research article, and you will critique it based on what we've learned in this class about research design. You will make a comment and talk about their research purpose or research questions, for instance, all of these components. So once I'll do a detailed overview of this assignment with an example and show you exactly how to do it. And then the final assignment is a research proposal and a video presentation going over your research proposal. So this is due November 26th, and this is your opportunity to demonstrate your understanding of everything that you've learned about research design in the course. So to help you and make sure that you are on track with this, there's going to be 2 assignments that are ungraded, but I'm going to be giving you feedback. to help you make sure that you're on the right track. So the first one is going to be where you are going to briefly talk about what your potential research question and research design is in iCollege. That's coming up. I'll be talking about that in next week's video. And then you will, at the end of October, give your final research issue, final research question, talk a little bit about your research design, and 3 potential references. So there are 2 ungraded check-ins to make sure you're on the right track. Final proposal, you will receive graded feedback on the following items. And in iCollege, there's a template, there's a sample, and a lot of resources to help you as you craft that research proposal. Now, after you write your research proposal, you're also going to do a brief, very short, just 3 to 5 minutes video presentation where you are talking through your research proposal project, all of the items that you included, talk about it on a video. So, and then that is it for the syllabus. So next, let's go ahead and go into an iCollege overview so you can see where to find everything that you need. So in iCollege, you will see our course. Now, it might look a little different from other courses you've taken in iCollege because this course is cross-listed. That's what this XLS stands for. It is cross-listed, so you who are watching this video, you are in the master's level section of the course. So everything that you see will be for EPRS 7900, Methods of Research and Education. But there are some undergraduates that are taking a version of this course. So you won't see this, but they will see their course number, and they will have obviously some different expectations and some different assignments as they complete the course. But that's why you see in the title cross-listed. So every week you will see the announcement of the week. So these will be posted Monday morning, 7 a.m. You will see the week and the topic. So for instance, this is week 1. This is our introduction into educational research. So it starts off with a little note from me about anything important that's going on through this week. And then every week I'll give you a checklist of what you need to do. So for instance, this week, the first thing is to watch this video that you're watching now. So this link isn't here because I'm recording the video right now, but once you look at this tomorrow, you will see the link. So there'll be a note from me, or if there's a video that week, a video to watch, and then review the syllabus. So that's the first thing you need to do. The second thing is your reading. So this week, we're going to be reading chapters 1 and 2 of our text. And here's the link to the text. Now, if you are interested in action research, that is chapter 3. So you might want to review that chapter, but 1 and 2 are our required readings. The next thing is to complete perusal week 1. That is where we will do our weekly participation and discussion, then complete class introduction. And then if there's any optional Zooms or upcoming assignments, I'll talk about that here. And this week there is. So this week there will be an optional Zoom this Thursday at August 24th at 5:15. And this would, if you come to this meeting, this will count towards your 3 discussion points for Module 1. I'm also going to be talking about city training, the week 1 topics and readings, and then answer any questions you might have about the syllabus. Here's the Zoom link for that. My email address for any questions, and then the closing. So as you are looking through the checklist for this week, these bullet point items here, of course, you're watching the video, so great work there, reviewing the syllabus. I went through that. When you click the link, you can go through the whole document and read all the details there. Your readings, and then here, this is a link to the perusal where we will do the discussion. Now, for many of you, it might be your first time using perusal, and I find that my students who've used it in the past, it's a very short learning curve and they tend to really enjoy it. So let me show you how to use perusal. So when you click this link, it will take you to the iCollege assignment, and then here you will see the link to perusal. So each week there is a perusal. So this is week 1 perusal. Once you click it, it will take you to perusal. Now, this will be your first time using Perusal, so it will get your initial information and link your iCollege account together. That way it is all connected to make sure that you are, when you're in Perusal, it is counting towards your assignment. So once you're logged into Perusal, you will see your assignment. So this is what the first assignment looks like, week 1 Perusal. So each Perusal is going to have 4 parts. The first part is the lecture video. You can see that here. The second part is the lecture notes. The third part are the open-ended questions. And then the fourth part is a quiz. So this is the first part. You will watch this video. I think it's 16 minutes. So, and it will have an overview of the lecture topic over chapters 1 and chapter 2. So you'll watch this video. Now, as you're watching the video, you might have a comment. Like I might ask a question like, what are some like research topics that you're interested in? And you can add a comment. So this button right here is where you add a comment. So that is called an annotation in Perusal. So you can add a comment, you can ask a question, you can ask me a question. If there's something I say in the video that isn't quite clear, you can ask me to clarify. You can make a connection to the course readings. You can make a connection to something that you've done before. So this is what I was talking about in the syllabus in terms of how to leave annotations in Perusal. So here are the ideas that I gave about how to connect. So for the video lecture, you might leave 1 to 2 annotations. The discussion, you might leave 2 to 4, and then answer the multiple choice practice questions. So here are some of the suggestions that you can use for your annotations. But as you are getting into it, you might just leave a comment. You click add a comment. You might say, if you want it to be at me, you can write it to everyone. You can write it just in general if you want it to be to me. It's not popping up for me, but so if you want it to be at me, you would write my name and say, I have a question. I know you mentioned this, but what about this? And then you push enter. I have participated in a research study in undergrad. One question I have is, and then you can post your comment. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because I don't think we actually want this comment here, but that is how you will do those comments. Now, once you finish watching the video, you need to go on to the second part of the assignment. So you'll notice in Perusal, this bar at the bottom says continue. There are 3 more parts. So the second part are the lecture notes. So these go exactly with the textbook that you are reading. So these are some of the most important bullet points organized from the textbook that you're going to be reading. So this is great to review and make sure that you understood the definitions and the concepts in the text. You can again put in an annotation. So if you want to do that, you want to add a comment here. You go to A for annotate text, and you enter a comment here. So after you have read through the lecture notes here, the next part of the assignment is for the review questions. Now, the review questions is something that it will be collaborative. So we have about 30 people in this class, and everyone's going to be working together. So when you leave a comment on Perusal, everyone can see your responses unless you write me a private comment, and that's okay too. But everyone will be able to see your responses. So when you are doing the review questions, just pick 1 or 2 a week, so that way everyone else has something to answer. So one of the questions here are, what are the definitions of 5 kinds of educational research? Well, let's say that you went ahead and you read chapter 3 as your extra because you're interested in that topic. So if you wanted to answer this question, you would highlight action research and you would write your comment. Action research is. And then when you post your comment, everyone will see that it's connected to this highlighting text. So on the video, you click add comment and it will go with the timestamp. If it's text like this, you highlight And then when you add your comment, it goes with that highlighted section. Now, when you are studying and using Perusal to study, if you see highlighting, you can click and you can see your classmates' response here. So that's something that you can do when you are studying. So I might have already answered this and you might respond to my comment and add on to it, or say a question for me or something like that. So you can interact with each other when you are doing these Perusal discussions. Okay, so then the last part are the practice questions. So for each week, I have between 4 and maybe 8 practice questions. And these will help you, again, make sure that you're understanding the course concepts and help you study for the midterm. So for these are practice. So you are required to answer the questions. However, your score on the quiz doesn't necessarily take away from your 3 points. So if you miss one question on the quiz, that's okay. You'll get feedback. It's set up so once you answer the question, it will give you feedback right away about what the right answer is. So that's okay if you're missing a couple questions on the quizzes, but you can still get your full 3 points for the week, but there is a quiz for each week. So those are the 4 parts of the Perusal. The biggest mistake that I see people making is they think it's just the video. So the lecture video is the first part, and then you have to click this button to view the other parts. And so after, if you're the first one in here, you won't be able to see, but when there's other students in here, you can see all of their comments and read through their answers. So this is really great to help you study, particularly if there is a concept that you don't understand. You can highlight it and ask the group, be like, hey, I'm still trying to understand the difference between basic and applied research. Does anyone have any examples? So you can ask people like that. You can answer other people's questions. So that is how you will engage in your participation on the Perusal app. So again, Perusal, it will be linked from iCollege. You just click the link, it takes you there, watch the video, leave a comment, go down to the lecture notes, read through those, add your annotations, answer a question in the open-ended, and then do your quiz questions. So again, on the syllabus, here's the breakdown of what I expect for Perusal. So your annotations, I'm looking for 4 to 6 per assignment. Now remember, there's 4 parts. There's the video, lecture notes, review questions, and then your multiple choice. I'm looking for 4 to 6 annotations across the comment. Now, when I say quality annotations, I'm wanting them to be more than just a few words, like a sentence or 2, sometimes even more based on what it is. So again, here are your ideas for those discussion items. And then the quiz, make sure you answer the multiple choice questions, but it's okay if you miss one. That's nothing to worry about. It's a way for you to practice. So that is how you will earn your weekly points. So again, there's one for every single week. Each one is worth 3 points, and I will take your 12 highest scores. So that is what the Perusal is. So this week, I encourage you to go ahead and click this Perusal link when you'll finish watching the video to set up your account and just navigate through. And then once you get a chance, you can start watching the video. After you read the chapters, you can read through the lecture notes and then practice with the questions. Now, the other to-do list for this week is to complete your class introduction, and this is worth 3 points. So this week, we actually have 2 3-point opportunities, so that's really nice. So the class introduction is a way for me to get to know you and for your classmates to get to know you. So when you click this link, it will take you to a Google slideshow called Introductions. And the first one is mine, an example of who I am. I guess I should have started off with this slide on this video. I apologize, but let me introduce myself further now. So my name is Ann Martin, like I mentioned. And this is my 3rd time teaching this course, so I really like this class. I hope that you enjoy it too. I always really enjoy getting to know this and hearing about those of you who are in the field, what you do, or are interested in switching careers. I always love hearing about that, any of your research interests or your hobbies. So for me, here are some of my hobbies. Cooking, baking. I did bake some cookies today that were really good, little brown butter, brown sugar cookies. I also love spicy foods, also exercise and working out. This is one of the studios that I work out at. I love watching YouTube videos. So that is one of my hobbies, of course, friends. And then I am also a third grade teacher. So I really enjoyed that. We've been in school for a month already. This is a class a few years ago, but they're wearing masks. So that's perfect for protecting their privacy. But yes, these are some of my third grade students. So that is a little bit about me in terms of my research interests. So my PhD is in educational research, research measurement, and statistics. And so with that, that's in the educational policy department here at Georgia State. So my dissertation was actually about the Atlanta Beltline policy and how that affected education. I'm interested in gentrification, displacement, and policies, housing policies, and how they affect education. I am interested in critical research and draw from a lot of critical theories in my work. I'm interested in social policies and education, social policy being, for example, housing, and then issues related to race, class, and gender and how they affect education as well. So that is a little bit about me, and I would love to know about you. So I have a slide for everyone listed here. So find your name and feel free, change the background, change the font, change everything. Tell us a little bit about yourself. If I have your name wrong, please correct it. If you want to have a nickname or something you want to be called by, add that. Add in any details about yourself, your email address so your classmates can contact you, and details about what program you're in, what your goals are, research interests, hobbies, anything that you would like to share. So that is also on your to-do list for this week. So those are the to-dos. You're already done with the video. Perfect. Reviewing the syllabus, reading your chapters in the text, complete your first perusal, and then your introduction slide. Now, if you would like to come to Zoom, that will be this Thursday, August 24th at 5:15. So if you have any questions for me or want me to show you anything live, I encourage you to come then, and that will count for your participation points for this week. Here is the Zoom link. So that is it for me. And I am so excited to get to know you, and email me if you have any questions. And I hope you have a great first week of the fall 2023 semester. Bye.